What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Rhea and Fran, giving you that Friday energy on a Wednesday. We are back with another Bachelor recap. Fran is moving her shoulders nice
getting
and
loose,
sultry,
guys.
Getting loosey
Get loose.
goosey.
Get loose.
We got Trent
Showtime.
with us. It's showtime. Boring episode.
Boring episode. By far the most boring episode of the season, I'd say, so far.
After the episode aired last night, we had maybe a 5-minute conversation about what Teddy and Clayton did on their date, and we could not figure it out.
Couldn't think of it.
Couldn't think of it.
They really didn't do anything.
They walked
There's
around.
just all the dates.
Weird
all the dates.
editing in this episode.
Weird
Very
all
editing.
season. All season. It
I
seemed
know,
like.
but this one
Season
jumped
long.
around so much towards the end where it really was very confusing. Like, it just, I don't know. It didn't make any sense. We'll talk about it. All the moments. We got some shit to talk about. We talked about it on Cutting Stems. We'll talk about it here.
Yeah.
We got some shit to talk about.
I said I was angry during Cutting Stems. Then I was like, I don't know if I could redo this anger.
I don't think it has to be an angry conversation.
Yeah. Now I feel like it doesn't. We're all in a good mood today. We don't need to bring anger back into our lives.
It's just we're just
You
going to
guys
talk
sound
about
like my family.
Yeah.
we're going to talk about just like what happened.
yeah, we're just gonna share a tale.
You know what? This is healthier.
Yeah, it is. It is.
But I appreciated your energy last night.
Thank you. I just don't have the energy to do it again.
That's
today.
okay.
But I have your back.
Absolutely.
Fuck it. I'm getting riled up.
Yeah,
again.
no.
Fuck them.
Also got new hoodies.
New hoodies. Yeah, new hoodies. Noah's wearing it.
Yeah.
If you're
Actually, this is
watching
a really
on
cool
YouTube.
one.
It is a really cool hoodie.
They are very
It
cool.
looks like a hoodie that
I don't think Noah's when do you ever really wear the merch?
Not often.
Not
no.
often.
He
That's
wore
what I'm
the
saying.
tie-dye one for a while.
Yeah.
He did wear the tie for a while. That's
But everyone
true.
wore the tie-dye one.
But-
for a
Everyone
while.
wore the
Because
tie-dye.
I were. No.
But
Yeah.
now I'm saying, like, he hasn't worn, for him to unprovoked put that on himself.
Yeah.
You know he thinks
Feels
it's cool.
nice. It's embroidered.
It
Yeah.
looks like a rapper sweatshirt.
Yeah, it could be anything.
Like Drake
It could
made
be
that.
anything.
Drake could wear that.
Yeah,
Drake could
sure.
have, like,
Oh, yeah.
during
Lover
Certified
Boy.
Lover Boy, like
Yeah.
the rollout,
Yeah,
he would
we
have
should
wore
probably
that.
send some to
we should
Drake.
probably
Yeah,
send those to Drake.
We
huh?
should send them to Drake. Oh fuck, we forgot to send them to Drake. Our
We
our
s-
boy
Fuck,
Drake.
guys.
Damn
Our
it.
closest guy, Drake.
I know.
We send everything to Drake.
Drake
Yeah.
and we had the
And
same
Kanye.
Instagram caption. We said this California love.
Yeah.
We're all on the same page. Never been done before.
Never been done. Totally original. Let's talk about this episode, shall we?
We should talk about this episode, but I do want to mention.
Store.barstoolsports.com, by the way.
Link in
Sweatshirts.
description.
Yeah.
I do want to talk about how during this episode of The Bachelor, because this is a pop culture podcast, it feels wrong to go days without mentioning this, that during this episode, Kanye was still posting a bunch of things on his Instagram. Like, it just has not died down. And we were
Until right now.
What do you mean until right now?
He's talking in lowercase letters. He
Oh,
says
right. He's lowering the tone in
realized-
his voice.
yeah.
It was at a 10. He's taking it down to a 6.
Yeah, he's
And-
listening. He understands. Posting the text from Kim, probably a bad idea.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It freaked me out when he was like, "You're my favorite person. Why wouldn't I post this?" I was like, "This is getting creepy."
Yep.
But we were joking yesterday during The Bachelor because Kanye just keeps reposting random ass meme pages, random Instagrams, random media outlets,
Whoever is on his side, no matter what.
whoever's on his side. And we were like, fuck it. To get followers, do we just go to Kanye's side? And we had a nice time joking.
He's
around
been
about that.
resharing a lot of Perez Hilton.
Yeah, he's sharing
Right.
Perez Hilton,
Which
and
is-
he's like, nice to see this title without a spin.
Yeah.
It's like
It was just a blatant
and
headline.
we just start posting, just like Kanye delivers flowers to Kim's house.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. If you just become like state-run media for
Yeah.
Kanye West, you're like, this guy's doing it right. I don't know what to tell you.
He sent a truck of flowers. He used K's instead of C's. And just leave it at that. He probably reshared. That's exactly what I did.
He's like,
so.
wow, nice to see this without a spin. So while
Yeah.
The Bachelor is still on, that's still the most entertaining thing going on social media.
That is
because this
really,
episode
we're
was
talking about that a lot.
quite boring. Quite boring with a little mix of sass and fire.
Yeah.
From Trent.
From us. From us.
Yeah, not even trying.
Look, weeks now, 2-3 weeks, they've been hyping up this situation with Shanae. It feels like we've been waiting for this 2-on-1 for a while. We got left on that massive cliffhanger last week where we got to see 5 minutes of it. And then we really just saw 5 minutes of the actual date. There was no like activity. They were just sitting on a park bench chatting, and then they each got their moment to talk to him. And you know, Genevieve was talking about how this has been tough for her. This week's been really hard. She was getting emotional. Just like the stress of being chosen for a 2-on-1 was a lot. And then Shanae sits down with Clayton and says, starts talking badly about Genevieve like she's done every time she's been alone with Clayton talking about the other girls, saying, you know, you can't trust Genevieve. She's two-faced. She gives off an actress vibe. She was like, oh, last night she was packing her bags. It seemed like she wanted to leave. And she was like, did she tell you that? He was like, no. She's like,
And
she did that.
And by all accounts, Genevieve is like the nicest, sweetest.
She seems harmless as hell.
Harmless as hell, and Shanae is just throwing all these accusations at her. It was classic Shanae.
Yeah. Just like the actress thing, I think she just pulled out of nowhere.
She did pull that out of nowhere. I think it's because Shanae's an actress, so
projecting.
Or not even an actress. Like, I don't think she's a hired actress to go on the show and stir things up. I think that she should probably get into the field because she's really good at making people believe things that they shouldn't.
Yeah, like maybe she wanted the attention, the followers, like because she's done this time and time again where her confessionals, she's just admitting to faking it. Like they cut to her talking to the producers and she's just like, you see those tears? I cried again. Go Shanae, I'm winning. Like just totally knowing that she's completely faking it and telling the world that she's faking it.
Yeah, I'm very curious what her end game is. Like now she's off the show.
Like what does she say at the Women Tell All? Like, yeah, no, I said all those things. I fake cried.
Like her only angle can be like it was all just a game to me.
Like it was all for the show. It was all for clicks.
Which it had to be. Yeah. I don't know how it's going to work out.
Had to be.
Yeah.
Clayton sits back down with both of them back on the park bench, and he's got the rose in his hand, and just out of the blue he says, turns to Genevieve and says, I just gotta say something. Are you an actress and are you lying to me?
She was like,
she
what?
Was so taken aback, like what?
She didn't even answer right away. She said, I am in shock by that question.
Yeah, she's like, I obviously was not. That question really shocked me. She, of course, says that is not what, not the case. Shanae's like, she said, to be transparent, I did tell Clayton I overheard you yesterday. I thought you were going home. Genevieve really tries to not freak out, because we've seen Genevieve yell at Shanae. So
yes.
We know she has in her. She could have lost it. She kept it cool.
Yeah.
Which I gave her a lot of credit for. Clayton gets up. He's got the rose. He's like all distraught, the whole thing. He can't make a decision. Comes back, sits back down, says, Shanae, I just can't give you this rose because you just keep on talking shit.
Talking mad shit about everyone. And Clayton finally week 6, he figured it out. He's sending Shanae home. A lot of us didn't think he would ever come to that realization.
Yeah.
Because it seemed that way, that he was just going to keep believing her, keep making out with her, keep giving her roses, and she was going to make it to the final 3. Somehow, some way, he came to his senses and he gave that rose to Genevieve.
I have a question. You know how he dragged it out and you thought maybe he was going to give the rose to Shanae?
Yeah.
Is he told by a producer drag it out to the last second, phrase it in a way that is going to make everyone surprised? Because for a second when he was talking, you thought he was going to give it to Shanae,
right?
Because you showed me the truth, and it's
yeah.
It just seems.
I don't know if he's I don't think a producer is saying say it exactly like this. But I'm sure Clayton knows in his own mind,
Or maybe he wanted to do that to Shanae.
Yeah. I would have wanted to do that to Shanae.
I wonder. That's a good question. I think they might.
It seems so, intentional.
The misdirection doesn't seem like something Clayton would do fully on his own. To be like, you showed me the truth. Because when he says, you showed me the truth, they cut it in a way, they cut the whole episode leading up to that point to be like Shanae showed him the truth about Genevieve.
Right.
So to say that, you feel misdirected when he gives the rose to Genevieve.
Yeah.
So maybe he just said it and it worked out that way. It could have been an edit, but who knows? But it was a misdirection.
We also never saw the conversation between Clayton and Genevieve that led him to make that decision.
Yeah.
True.
So I feel like a lot got cut out there.
Yeah, I think so too. I think
it's not the only thing that got cut out.
No, we're
you knew where I was going with that.
The Shanae, so Shanae's going.
Bullshit.
Yeah, Shanae's leaving.
We're gonna get
Shanae's
there.
leaving. We're right here. I'm teeing it.
We're on the cusp. I know. I'm gearing myself up.
Shanae's
I
leaving.
wish someone was rubbing my shoulders in the background right now.
The girls are all cheering. Serene started crying.
Burst into tears.
Gabby was double fisting champagne. Just pouring 2 bottles of champagne into her mouth at one time.
Really funny.
Love that. They're all so excited. because her suitcase was taken out of the room by some anonymous lady.
I'm loving that we're calling it a suitcase because it almost feels disrespectful to call it a luggage.
Yeah.
This suitcase lady.
Yep.
Waltz in.
Suitcase snatcher.
The suitcase snatcher.
Mm-hmm.
She's like
Walked
Leo
in.
in Catch Me If You Can.
Yeah. Walked in, hit a pose
Yeah.
that nobody asked for, by the way. Nobody asked for her to do that pose.
Yeah.
Rolled that suitcase out of the room, and we were quite literally disgusted.
Shocked and appalled.
Every single fiber of our being was absolutely repulsed by this pull.
It was.
It was devastating.
Yeah.
It was heartbreaking.
Yeah.
It was shocking.
Yeah.
We see Shanae's luggage get taken away. You know, it was this suitcase person. Like I said, now Trent has a tale to tell, which he will tell right after this.
So obviously last night was Valentine's Day. While we were watching The Bachelor, we were all excited to do Cutting Stems, mainly because we thought we were going to get chocolate-covered strawberries to treat ourselves with on Valentine's Day. Everybody should eat chocolate-covered strawberries on Valentine's Day. So we thought, hey, we're going to get chocolate-covered strawberries. No. Edible Arrangements
Robbed.
is so good that somebody in this office robbed us of our chocolate-covered strawberries. I mean, rightfully so. I get it. I understand. If I see Edible Arrangements, I'm probably taking them too. But you know,
It's kind of crazy.
You could have
someone actually just took
No,
it.
somebody really just took it, but they could have just went to edible.com and ordered their own, which you guys can too. Get your chocolate covered strawberries. They're good for any occasions. We know Valentine's Day just passed, but birthdays, anniversaries.
Great for birthdays.
They're great for birthdays. They're great for anything, honestly. People
romantic time.
Yeah,
special date night.
Why not just send edible arrangements for no reason at all?
You will certainly impress your lady if you send them for no good reason.
No good reason
just
at all.
because you love her.
Because chocolate covered strawberries taste that good.
Exactly.
They are that good. Or chocolate covered fruit in general. I just combine them. Chocolate covered fruit in general. It's not just chocolate covered strawberries. They have all different kinds of fruits, pineapples, whatever you're into. Okay, I'm not here to judge what kind of fruit you like, but my personal favorite is obviously the classic. So go to edible.com. Make sure you find yourself some edible arrangements and send them to somebody special in your life.
Now, I'm just gonna give the floor to you now, Trent, to explain, because we did not know, as chicks in the office, as your fellow chicks in the officers, that the opportunity to pull Shanae's luggage was on the table. Now, of course, you did not know it was Shanae. None of us knew it was Shanae.
This is the part that gets me fucking furious.
None of us knew.
Right.
I knew we were going to be angry, but my fists
knew.
are clenching.
This is what happened.
All right, so what happened? And Robert Mills tweeted last night something to the effect of, unfortunately, Trent was busy and could not make it to Toronto to do this. And
Rhea fought back.
Okay. So, yes, they did ask me at one point to come to Toronto to pull the luggage. They didn't tell me what it was. They don't give you a whole list of things of like, this is what's going on in the season. That's why this is going to be such a big deal. They just ask you, can you get here? Or are you willing to come here? And I told them no. And there's a reason for that. And the reason for that, we have to start back at the beginning, which started a couple months ago. So a couple months ago, a Bachelor producer reached out to me and said, hey, do you want to do the luggage pull thing again? And I said, absolutely. I love doing it. It's my favorite thing. I would be more than happy to do this. And he said, great. Let's set up a call. We'll talk about it, talk about where you're going, we'll work out all the details. So we did that. We did the phone call. I agreed to it. They gave me the location. The location they gave me was not Toronto. It's a place later in the season. Okay?
Say it.
I'm not going to say it, but it's a place later in the season. So I agreed to that. We booked the travel. We got all the dates. We got the hotel, all that. So I was ready to do that. That was all set up. And then about a week or two before I went to this mystery location, the Bachelor producer hit me up again and said, hey, there is something going on in Toronto.
Yeah.
Can you come here to do the luggage pull? If not, we still got this mystery location booked. You can come do that. That's fine. Yeah. So I said no to Toronto, and the reason was, what was going on at that time was the Chicks in the Office live show run. We had done Boston, where I was the scheduled surprise guest to come out, which was great, had a lot of fun. And then the second week was Philadelphia, which you guys had Roan and Lil Sass, Son of a Boy Dad podcast, scheduled to be there. And Roan had convinced me to crash the show as a surprise guest that you guys did not know about.
Correct.
Which I agreed to do, and I did that. It went really well. The show was really fun. And during that show and afterwards, we had a conversation about like, all right, I've now set the precedent that I'm showing up to these shows.
I doubled down on that.
Which is complete.
Trent, you gotta show up now.
That's the most fair thing in the world.
Yep.
You had done 2 shows and I had showed up to 2 of them. So now the expectation is that I'm going to be at the next show. In between the end of the Philadelphia show and the Nashville show, which was the 3rd stop, I get the text about Toronto.
Yeah.
They say, will you come to Toronto? And I say, no, because I'm on this Chicks in the Office live show tour, and I'm going to be in Nashville. So the dates just aren't going to work for me. And I already had this mystery location booked and ready to go. And they were like, yeah, if you can't make it to Toronto, go to that location and we'll be able to do things there. It'll be no problem.
And that's why you were going to always miss the Chicago show, because that's when your mystery location was.
That's right.
Yeah.
So we had that all baked in. So I was like, I'm not going to miss the Nashville show. We've got momentum with this Chicks in the Office live show. I'm going to go to that. I'm going to skip out on Toronto. Again, I didn't know the situation.
Yeah.
They don't tell you, but I was just like, I'm going to go to this mystery location. I'm going to skip out on Toronto. And then as I'm
you did not tell us.
That's true as well.
Very important clarification. In the moment, we did not know that Toronto was offered to you.
That's true.
You told us that while we were watching this episode.
Last night.
Yes.
I really thought in my mind, like, I know what you guys probably would have said about the Toronto thing. You probably would have told me to go.
I think I would have said
But
go.
here's the thing.
So
you already had the other trip booked. So
That's right.
I think I probably would have been like, go if you want to, but also you got the other one booked already, so go to that one.
I quite honestly think I
Nobody
might have told you to go to both.
Nobody knew what this was going to be.
That's-
So
exactly.
None of that even
We
matters.
can't even really say what we were going to say because we don't know.
So a big part of the
now
reason
we
We didn't know it was Shanae's luggage.
because
We
now
would
we-
have been like, yeah, go.
Because now we know too much.
Yeah. So a big part of the reason I didn't offer it up was because like I want to go to these live shows. I think that feels like the right thing to do in this moment. So I did that, and I didn't go to Toronto. But what I did do is I did go to the mystery location. I flew
And it took you a while.
a long way. I went in. I flew.
With no Wi-Fi.
There was no Wi-Fi on the flight. It was a long flight. And for a guy who's as paranoid as I am about things that are going on in the internet, things that are going on in the Barstool world, 8 hours without my phone was a lot. But I went to the mystery location.
Can you say that it's like not in this country? It's far away.
It's far.
It's far.
I mean, we see where they are now.
She just said 8 hours, so yeah.
Well, yeah.
Let's just say we see where they are now. And it's like, they're traveling all over the place.
Yep.
So
International, we know
I feel
that.
like you can say Europe.
yeah, it's over there. So no one wants to give it away so badly.
No, I know.
Say
I'm just
what he
saying.
wants to say.
No, I know, but
So
I just want you to know I've had your back throughout tonight.
No, you got- this is-
I'm
and
just letting you tell the story.
yeah, and I really appreciate it. And it's not a huge deal, honestly. But we're now now in this part of the story, and this is where people are probably wondering, like, why are we talking about this? Like, and we're going to get to the point now.
It explains why we're frustrated.
Right. Okay. So I fly to this location, and that night when I get there, I have dinner with the producers, and they say to me, hey, there's a chance that a luggage pull is not happening where we are right now. And I'm thinking, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
I'm thinking I just flew all this way. I ran the idea by Dave, I always do, just to like get approval. So he doesn't I don't go somewhere and he's like, what's happening? So I told him about everything that I was doing. So now I'm in this location, I'm having dinner with the producers, and they're saying there might not be a pull. So I'm thinking I'm screwed. I came all the way here. I don't know what we're going to do. So we come up with a plan, me and the producers. We say, if I'm not going to do a luggage pull, I am going to be an Easter egg in the episode where I'm going to be in the background of these dates. So they'll be walking down the street somewhere, and then
Which is honestly very funny.
It is.
Still very funny.
I agree. So I agreed we all agreed. When we came up with that idea,
Yeah.
we're like, oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
But there's also the part where it's like, I want to go and I want to do the luggage thing.
Yeah, of course.
Like that's
you want to go, you want to do your thing.
I think that's the funniest thing.
Yeah.
That's the most fun. That's the most fun we've had with it. So we shot one of the Easter eggs, and then a situation arises where I can pull luggage, which is just huge. because I'm like, all right, now we're going to be able to do the thing. And that makes this trip more worth it than just doing the Easter eggs. Although I agree the Easter eggs, that was a very funny idea. So the situation comes up. I do the thing. I do the thing. I'm very excited about it.
You did the damn thing.
Right. And that makes it all worth it.
Yep.
It always does. Like, because then I'm like, oh, this is going to be so great. We're going to talk about it again. We're going to, like, the whole Twitter thing's going to go crazy. And then fast forward to yesterday.
Monday, February 14th.
It comes to my attention that they are cutting the thing that I did.
Yeah.
They're not cutting the Easter egg part.
Yeah.
But the actual luggage pulling situation, they are not putting that in the episode.
Yeah.
So
for us, now, hindsight, it's frustrating because we just saw what would have been the perfect luggage pull
of
Shanae's luggage.
Yeah.
Which could have been you but wasn't you. But you still got to do it for someone else. But now we're not going to see it.
That's right.
So it's just
Well, and the only thing...
It's just like, gosh darn it.
Yeah, my only concern with the whole thing, honestly, is like, people are going to see me in the episode.
Yeah.
And it's going to be like a smaller, like, I'm going to be in the background of something. And then they're probably going
It's kind of fun, though, because look, now everyone knows they'll be like, where's Waldo?
That's
and
true.
They're going to watch the episode on Monday, and everyone's going to be like, all right, everyone, eyes peeled.
Right.
No commercial breaks, no pee breaks. You gotta wait.
Which is why I actually like that we decided to talk about it now.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing that could be happening is that I shouldn't be talking about this. And that I'm now probably going to be
Never
banned from the show, or they're never going to have me back on, which honestly, at this point, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Like, the first one was so good.
So good.
In Peru. And
So
like,
good.
everything worked, and Twitter was so fun that night, and it was just great. And now it's become this big thing, which I love. Like, being the luggage guy is just, it's so preposterous.
Yeah.
That I've just been tweeting about something for 5 years, and now it's become like we just made it into reality. But now it's like, all right, I'm going on these long trips to do it, and then maybe it's going to get cut, which I understand that's TV, that happens. But it's just like, it was a lot to travel for it to then be cut. And now I'm going to be in the episode, but I'm not going to do the thing that people are going to expect.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a hassle. So again,
A little bit of a letdown.
You really just love being the luggage guy.
I do love it.
I appreciate
Yeah.
that about you.
but it's also like, it's been fun, but I also really just love the show and tweeting about it.
Yeah.
And it's really just turned into this whole thing, and that's been a lot of fun too. But, you know, if it doesn't work out anymore because I'm talking about it and they're going to be mad at me about it, that's fine too.
So be
Yeah.
it.
But I'm glad we're talking about it now, because now people, like you said, Fran, people can look for it next week, but that's going to be it. Like,
Right, and I feel like we did have to give an explanation after Mills had tweeted, like, we reached out to, we wanted you to do it in Toronto. Like, it's like, whoa, are we just gonna are we just gonna act like you just said no for no reason?
Right. That's true. I actually hadn't thought about it that way.
You said no because you already had a luggage planned.
Correct.
Yes.
And he did tweet earlier in the season, being like, we had, like, alluding to Trent
Yes.
coming
He
and pulling
tweeted
luggage on the
night
show.
one, alluding that you were making your comeback to this show.
Yeah, that's right as
That
well.
was before they decided to cut.
And I'm like,
assuming.
I'm not mad about it. I think an explanation, like you're saying,
Yeah.
felt necessary, because
I do too.
there was just a lot of things going on. Now, I've also been told that they might send me the scene that got cut.
Yeah, they're not going to do that.
That we can put out on our socials. Now, that conversation happened before I've been publicly talking about it for 2 days.
Yeah.
So I might not get that footage.
No, it would be crazy if they didn't.
I think they might apologize to you.
I don't think so. I don't think they'll do that.
It would be crazy.
They
I
fucking
really
should.
don't. For the sake of like the public promo and discussion that they get when you do this, it doesn't it makes sense, so much sense for them to feel like if they can't fit it into the episode that, is seen by millions and millions of people, then at least give you your part, which will also be seen by a shit ton of people.
That's true. Yeah.
Because then
More people will watch your
you're
deleted
covering
scene.
across the entire board.
More people will watch your deleted scene than watch the episode.
That should be the end credit thing.
And I would
At
actually
least.
put money on that.
Yeah, that would be a good idea, Noah.
If we get it,
Overall, over the board, more people will watch that deleted scene than that tune into that episode next week.
people watch a lot of
would've
people
been
watch
a-
that show.
That would
A lot of people watch that show, but you can get easily 1 million views on that luggage
Yeah.
poll.
A lot of people watch
Here's
that
what
show.
they didn't
A lot of
want
people
you to
watch that
see.
show, but
If we get it, we'll put it out.
We definitely will. An end credit scene would have been so good. I'm thinking like, even if what they're saying, you pulled the luggage, it doesn't work now with the episode, whatever. If the credits ran and it was just like you putting like a luggage in the back of a car,
yeah,
and then like getting into the front seat of the car and driving away, would have been very funny.
It would have been very, very funny.
You know what I think we could bank in now, lock in? Me and you are never hosting a date.
Oh, I don't know about that.
No, I really don't. I don't think that affects.
I keep saying that just so that they like do it. Every opportunity I can to say that we're not doing it.
No. I think we gotta stay positive on that one.
Yeah, but you would host a date.
They'll probably cut it.
I'm weird. Yeah, it could get cut, but we could still do it.
Fly to Australia and hold it.
No, not even that. We would on a host our own date. It could still happen.
I think that can definitely still happen.
It could still happen.
Who
that
knows?
one, you never know. It's very possible. But that is the tale of the luggage guy.
Yeah.
Tale of the luggage guy for Clayton's season.
Yeah.
Will this be the end? Who knows?
Who knows?
Stay tuned.
We'll never know.
The tale continues.
Yeah. Shout out to Robert Mills. I have such a good relationship with Robert Mills.
We fucking love him.
I love that guy.
I love him
like
too.
Tom Brady, like toward the end of his run with the Patriots, like just clashing.
I love him too.
Right.
And he's just...
You have respect for the franchise.
For sure.
But like
Tons.
you and the head coach, just I don't know what happened.
He didn't he gave me that opportunity the first time, and it was just so hilarious and fun. So, all in all, it's been a fantastic experience.
Absolutely. But that's why you saw that lady pulling luggage in Toronto.
I came up with a good idea while we were in LA, while we're on the topic of luggage.
Okay.
And really upset we couldn't execute it because it happened 5 minutes before we were walking into our show.
Yeah, we thought about the idea in the car.
So, Fran lost her luggage, right? She never got it.
Yeah.
And I was like, imagine we tell the tale of the luggage and Trent walks on stage with your luggage.
Yeah,
like
we were
it
gonna
was already
say,
there. Like
we would plan it to make it seem like I
You
never
thought
got
of this
my...
she never
5
got her
minutes
luggage
before the show.
Literally 5 minutes before.
When Trent was in New York.
No, it
was
couldn't
just
happen.
It
I was like,
it was an idea we threw out
this
there.
would have been
It would
such
never
a good
happen.
idea.
It's a funny idea.
But we're like,
Like-
if we were on stage and Rhea was like, "Oh my God, Fran, like, I'm so sorry, you lost your luggage. How have you been doing?" And for me to be like, "Oh, it's been so hard. I have no clothes." And then like Noah just like drops the lights,
yeah.
and like you come rolling down the aisle with my suitcase.
You know what we should
That's very
have done?
funny.
The day before when you knew that, we should have told Trent, fly out. Like he flies out, then right before the show, be like, Trent, you're not going to be part of the show. Just cut him.
Yeah, just
classic.
No,
I
my
was
luggage.
like,
When my
fuck,
luggage never got put on that flight, I should have texted Trent and been like, "Trent, I need you on a 6 a.m. flight from JFK
Such a
to
missed
get on the
opportunity.
exact plane that my luggage was
Yeah.
on."
Okay. I'm just sitting there.
Yeah,
like,
would you have
all
done
right.
it if we were like, Fran forgot her luggage? This is such a good fucking storyline.
Absolutely.
You would have done it?
Of course.
Fuck.
Shit.
Of course.
would've been
Oh, it was
so
such a good idea.
It
We
was
know joke
such a good idea. I
Rhea
told
thought
the-
about it in the Uber
I
on the
told
way to
the
the
idea
theater.
on stage. I was like, we came up with this whole idea, and then people started taking out
Oh,
their
girls
phones.
like took their phones.
And I was like, no.
They're like, "No, guys, he's
really not
not
coming
down
out. I was like,
here."
put the phones away.
FaceTime me, I'm just
No,
on
they
my
were-
couch.
they were like-
What?
They're scrambling.
Yeah.
They're like, I was like,
Yeah,
don't
no,
worry.
don't
no
worry,
surprise.
guys.
He's really not here.
We no joke thought about this idea 5 minutes ago,
Damn.
so we could. But how funny would it have been like with my luggage?
So
coming
funny.
down?
So good. So good.
That is such a good idea.
Oh, it would have been hilarious.
Man.
All right, guys, let's take a break. When we come back, let's talk more about this episode. All right, guys, I got a little tale to tell because my one of my I got a car that's about to expire. I had to get a new one, but I have it hooked up to so many things that I did not realize. I'm
Yep.
getting emails that are like, "Your car's about to expire. You got to put in your new info if you want to keep this open." I'm like, what the, how long have I been subscribed to this? How long have I been paying? I had no idea. This is actually all real. And so I immediately thought of Truebill, which is great because we've been talking about Truebill on the show. It's a new app that helps you identify and stop paying for subscriptions you don't need, want, or simply forget about. On average, people save up to $720 a year with Truebill. I just saved a ton because I was like, there's so much. Because companies make subscriptions hard to cancel, Truebill makes it so easy. You just link your accounts and Truebill will cancel your unwanted subscriptions in one tap. Your Truebill concierge is there when you need them to cancel unwanted subscriptions so you don't have to, which is why I'm saying, like, getting the emails you see, you're like, now I got to figure out I got to log on. What's my login? How do I find out how to cancel? Is so stressful and annoying. So Truebill makes it so easy. I saved so much money, I think, from everything that I just canceled. So Truebill has over 2 million users and has helped save them over $100 million. So don't fall for subscription scams. Start canceling today at Truebill.com/chicks. You can go right now to Truebill.com/chicks. It could save you thousands a year. Truebill.com/chicks. Okay, we have a rose ceremony. It feels like everything is calming down. All the ladies are happy Shanae's gone. They're all getting their time with Clayton. Rachel, they're hardcore making out. Everybody's having a good time. This is where it starts to stir that Mara's feeling like she's not getting enough time here. So we start to see the beginning of that. But other than that, everyone's feeling good. Mara's wearing quite literally maybe the worst dress that anyone's worn on this
You guys
show.
were up in arms about the dress.
I don't remember the dress.
It was blue.
Somebody's got to show me a picture of it.
I'm not going to be able to.
I don't
have
think
that.
I felt like I was having a heart attack throughout the episode, remember?
You did. Your chest was really tight. We were worried about you.
I don't think I'm going to be able to find it. I can't do that right now.
All right,
but
well,
just trust that.
I'll just trust that it was disgusting.
Trust that it was very like prom, Jersey prom 2011.
Oh,
You can picture that.
Yeah.
I
It was
can.
bedazzled. It had a mesh cutout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of Jersey, I got my nails done, and well,
You got some Jersey nails right now for sure.
I'm annoyed though. Like, what is they're just plain white and they're square shaped. It's like so many people have square
Are
shaped nails.
square shaped nails like frowned upon?
I think square shape. No, it's just. I don't know. What's
People
the
just have a
reason?
stigma against square shaped
Yeah, I
nails.
think
and I'm
that
kinda
there's
sick of
like
it. I usually go
a connotation for square shaped nails.
and they're
Can you
not
not
like
make
super
square-shaped
long or
nails?
anything. They're just like very simple nails, and I can't catch a fucking break with my nails. I got my nails
I'm
done.
surprised
It's
you
coming
didn't-
from a very real
No,
place.
it is
Yeah, it
because
is.
I put up on my and listen. I usually do get almond shaped, but the guy doing my nails was like, I like square better, and I really didn't want to fight with him. I don't really give a fuck that much, so I was like, yeah, do
That's
square.
crazy that he
Cool.
just, like-
he said
No,
he
you're
was-
getting what I want.
Yeah,
he
what?
was just
It's your-
like,
it's your
I'll do
hands.
almond. He was like, I like square better, and I was like, fuck it, do square then. It also takes quicker, so let's
Yeah.
just do square.
Sometimes I feel that way when I'm sitting in the barber chair. I mean, they don't have to make many decisions with this, but in the past, when they like make a decision, I'm just like,
Yeah,
At the
cool.
very end, I'm like, I want it shorter, but I'm not going to say it.
yeah,
Right.
you're just like, all right, I'll deal
Cool.
with
Like
it.
I'm not that whatever. Sure, you like cool. Let's just do it then. And I put on my story. I was like, I got my nails done finally, and everyone's like, they're still disgusting. How dare you get square shaped nails? Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Let me see your dirty ass nails. I bet you got
Yeah.
dirt in them. I bet you don't clean your nails. I bet you don't even wash your hands. You fucking freaks. I just can't.
Go off, Big Rhea.
People
Whoa.
are so annoying about nails. They really are. I've realized that in the last couple of weeks. It's just like leave my nails alone.
My nails are
just
gross.
leave my nails alone.
Leave
bite my nails.
Rhea's nails alone.
I was looking at all like celebrity nails. I've been looking at everybody's nails on Instagram now, being like, "There's a square shaped. There's a square shaped. There's a square shaped." They're not from Jersey. I'm also from Long Island. I'm not even from Jersey. Yeah, they're Long Island too.
You know
I get
who
it.
I think does have square shaped nails?
Who?
Mara.
Yeah, she does. And you know what? That's completely fine. Like I am so sick of everyone having an opinion about nails. Leave me alone. I got them done.
You do whatever the fuck you
They
want.
look a lot better than what they were, and even still, when they were grown out, I like them. So that's that. Anyways, sorry. People are pissing me off lately. Shut the fuck up about my nails.
Power of the pen.
It's just, it's crazy. These
Can't even
people's
look at that pen
opinions.
with your nails all over it. No, I'm just
It's
kidding.
like, shut up already.
People are super annoying sometimes.
They really are.
Yeah.
And it's something little like that gets you, you know? It's not like the real, you're so ugly, you're so gross. I'm like, okay, I'm used to hearing that. It's like the little things that will get you. Like when I said I didn't like crab rangoons and people lost their shit. I don't fucking like them. Leave me alone. Same thing
well,
with my
that
nails.
one I'm not.
No, I know you like them. But
Trent's like, yeah, that one. Those were actually messages coming.
I was
from
like in
me.
the comments.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on
it's
now.
the little annoying. It's just like, why do you care so much about my nails? Shut up. Why do you care so much?
Everybody has an opinion about stupid stuff.
So annoying.
Yeah.
Anyways, Bachelor.
Rose ceremony. The girls, like I said, the girls seem like they're all doing a lot better here. But 2 girls go home before they go to the next location. That's Hunter and Marlena. They're both sent home. Mara got the last rose, which I'll be honest, I don't know what's going on. Like, I was surprised. It seemed like he has. Maybe it's because Mara just keeps talking about how she hasn't had any time with him, that I'm like, she hasn't had any time with him. Because I feel like I've seen him talk so much more to Hunter or to Marlena that I'm like, what happened here?
We are at the point in the season where you start taking stock of who is he actually talked to.
Right,
and
exactly.
Mara does not seem like she's high on that list.
Right, like, and all she does is complain about how she isn't getting time with him. So I don't know what's happening, but she does get that last rose. They're all pumped because Clayton announces they're going overseas. They're headed to Europe. They're going to Croatia. They're in Hvar. Absolutely beautiful. You get tons of shots of the town and the water and the castles and everything. It's stunning.
There's so many awesome, cool, beautiful places that I just don't know about. Like
just in the world.
In the world,
Yeah.
I know about like Hawaii, you know, the Bahamas.
Yeah.
I would never think of Croatia like as beautiful as it was last night, and
Vienna,
it just is
stunning place.
It's just there's so many.
Austria.
Yeah, there's so many places.
Switzerland, Germany.
Like there's just
Italy.
like little pockets of everywhere. I'm so not like I don't know about those places.
Have you? You know what? I was going to ask a question, and now I realize I'm not going to ask it.
Okay.
That's all. Because the answer is yes. I was
Okay.
going to say, like, have you been to Europe, and where have you gone? But the answer is yes. And now I'm not. I know you would rather not answer it.
I plead the fifth.
Has it been only that one? Has it been that time?
Yeah.
Okay, that answered my question. All right, all the ladies are walking around Hvar. Teddy gets the first one-on-one date. Maybe one of the more, both these dates, I don't know what's going on. There was no activity planned. They were just
Walk.
It was raining and they just walked around town.
Walk
we
around.
completely forgot like that was what was happening.
You know, but in a place like they're at, that actually would be kind of nice. And I know that
It's a great actual real life date,
yes, that's true.
not a TV show date.
Right. We need action.
Yeah.
We need an activity.
Need something to keep us a little entertained. And then they're teasing that she's got something big to reveal, which honestly we all forgot about. I think Teddy at the dinner portion, she tells Clayton that she's a virgin. Trent was like shocked. Was like, Trent, we already knew this.
I audibly reacted.
Yeah.
And Fran was like, we
No,
know
but
that.
I
We
think
knew that.
I actually will say I reacted as well, and then my brain was like, oh wait, we already knew this.
Which I think is
Good.
it's good for this show
Yeah.
because in the past, anybody
I
who's
thought she was
watched
sent home like early.
Teddy.
Yeah,
got the
or
first
just,
impression
like,
rose.
yeah.
Oh, he really liked her early
yeah.
on.
got
And
the
then it
first
feels like
impression
she's
rose.
kind of been in the background
Yeah.
a little bit. But the virgin thing in
Always
past
is
seasons,
normally a massive
it's
thing.
over and over and over again. So it was kind of nice to be surprised by something I already knew.
Right. And it wasn't like, well, because she doesn't have this big, it's not like some big dramatic story. It's,
No.
she explained that, her mom had a kid very young, and it was something that her mom had really talked with her a lot and instilled in her. And so she wasn't having sex. It wasn't because like waiting for marriage or anything. As she's gotten older, she made the decision that she's just going to wait till when she's really in love. And that is, where she's at right now. And Clayton's like, all right, like, thanks for sharing. That's nice. And they have their moment. They kiss. She gets a rose. I don't know. At first, I felt like he was so drawn to Teddy. And I just wasn't, like, the chemistry wasn't flying for me during that date like it is with Rachel, for example.
Yeah.
Yeah, it felt that way early on between the two
Even
of
like
them.
Serene, I felt her one-on-one date that was like more,
Yeah,
it felt a little platonic.
It does happen where the early on in the season, a bachelor or bachelorette will seem super into someone.
Yeah.
And then what they think is, oh, that's going to carry over for weeks and weeks and weeks. And then that actually hurts the relationship because they don't pay as much attention. And then when they finally reconnect, it doesn't feel the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That does feel like maybe that could be happening here. They get the group date card. Everyone is on it except for Sarah. So everyone's like, oh, Sarah's getting a second one-on-one. She just had one a couple weeks ago. It hasn't been that long. Mara, of course, very upset because she hasn't gotten a date yet. A one-on-one date. She's on another group date. So it's this whole big thing.
Kelly made a great point on cutting stems where usually if you get that, like if you get two one-on-ones that close together, it's a bad sign.
Right.
It usually means they're trying to be respectful and they might send you home at the end of the date.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Luckily, well, yeah.
It feels the opposite. Like he was just like, he's just giving Sarah another one-on-one date.
Right. It can go different ways, but usually it ends up that way.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. So, and even Sarah was like, "Oh, it can't be me." Like she was even surprised. So that seemed to be the situation. The girls are getting ready for a group date where they are they're dressing up as knights. There we meet Katrina. She's a Croatian knight. They're talking about Croatian women, and they put in the armor, and of course, like, what do? They all suit up. They fight each other.
Yep.
Which they're pushing each other. Everyone's talking about Susie. Like, Susie's like, I may look like I don't have that tough side, but I do. She definitely does. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly from her bio, was like trained in jiu-jitsu.
She'll beat you up.
And so that's something that she did not have any issue going full force in that date.
And they also ate disgusting things.
Once again, we're making contestants. We're just, this is like Fear Factor Bachelor edition. We can't stop making these girls and guys eat gross shit.
Yeah, we just did it on
show.
Michelle's season. Clayton was on that date.
You're right, he was.
Now
Pig liver,
fish heads,
cow's stomach, baked brains,
Good stuff.
I just ate a cow eyeball on lowering the bar.
fish eyes.
How was it?
Not great.
Sounds awful.
Bad consistency.
You know what anytime anyone talks about eating eyeballs, does it make you think of the same thing as me?
No.
Not the eyeball. When she's like Hannah Montana and eats the eyeball. It's her favorite part of the catfish. Like the sweater episode.
No.
No?
I guess. It kind of rings
shocked.
a bell, but not too much.
The episode where Robbie Ray's mad at her and she puts on the old kitty sweater that he got her.
No, I know the episode you're talking about, but not that specific part.
And he and
About
she
the
makes
eyeball.
him the catfish, and then like someone I can't, it's crazy how vividly I remember this.
Yeah.
And Lily, she's like, "Ooh, what's this?" Pops it into her mouth, and she's like, "Ooh, it's like kind of like it's the eyeball." And she's like, "Not now. I gotta give Daddy the other one because there was only two eyeballs."
No, I know what you're talking about, but it did not hit me like that.
No? Okay. Well, that's what I think of every time anybody. That's what I think of anytime anybody says they're eating eyeballs.
That's something you remember, like you said, vividly.
Just, like immediately I hear Miley Cyrus's voice in my head being like, "Oh, the eyeball's the best part." Serene takes this fucking fish head and squeezes it into her mouth. It's drooling down the side.
Oh, you didn't have to show me that.
I had to because I'm looking at it, so I had to look at it.
And I didn't remember that really, so
She just
boy.
and she squeezed it all. It's just gross.
So
Look, I
gross.
like fish. That is disgusting.
That's not the way to do it.
No. So and then the next part of the date was they all had to get down on one knee and like declare their love for Clayton, of course, obviously. And Mara thought her poem went really, really well. She was impressed by it. However, does not matter. The only thing that matters is that Rachel keeps getting these group date roses.
Yeah.
During the dinner portion, as far as we know from what we saw, he's bringing up hometowns to Rachel. He's like, hometowns are coming up soon. They're talking about bringing you home to my family.
And hometowns
like, these
are
two
coming
are
up.
obsessed with each other.
Hometowns
right now.
are coming up, but they're not like next week.
No, they're definitely not next week.
Like we still got how
We
many
still
girls
probably
are left?
have 2 more episodes until hometowns.
Right. There's
I think.
what, 8 to 10 girls
There's
left?
8 girls left right now.
Yeah, like hometowns is 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he really
so
likes her.
He's like, yeah, so we're like 3-4 weeks away from hometowns. I
You
can't
ready
wait.
for that?
Rachel's going right to the top.
Yeah.
Big time. Just continues to get group date roses. I think she's gotten 3 in a row. It's at least 2, if not 3 group date roses in a row
What a run.
since when she had her one-on-one date. So he's very into Rachel. Mara is upset. She comes in hot. She tells Clayton, like, there are girls here that are not ready for the wife, the children, the picket fence, the whole thing. She says the roses that are given out and the one-on-ones that are given out don't reflect that Clayton wants that because he's giving him out to girls that don't want it. And so she kind of like throws in a subtle diss here. Like, you're picking the wrong girls.
You're making the wrong decisions.
You're picking the wrong girls. So he's a little alarmed. He's like, what, who's saying that? Who do you think it is? And basically, she's alluding to the younger girls. Of course, Sarah's the youngest one. Clayton can put 2 and 2 together. That is who she's probably talking about. And then Clayton gets a note that says, meet me at the clock tower. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. We were just in LA and we were in the Nav Hotel. It was lovely. But in everybody's room, there was the Wood products. It's our new men's grooming line. They have hair, body, beard, shave, amazing products. And I will say, like, I don't love using sometimes what you're given in, like what was in the hotel already. I didn't like the smell of. I was like, I don't like the consistency. It was a shower gel. I'm not a shower gel person. But the Wood products were in there. I was, you know what? I'm going to use this, the body wash. Holy moly, does that stuff smell good. I use the Golden Hour. Smells amazing. I loved it. It's a body wash. Get it for the guy in your life. Get it for yourself. It was great. You can get it in CVS. They have all these amazing products. All the scents are amazing. Golden Hour, I love. They have Summer House. They have Fresh Tracks. They have hair care, moisturizer, deodorant, facial cleanser, body and beard care. You can elevate your bathroom all at once with all the Wood products. Trent, have you been using the Wood products?
Absolutely. I use the body wash every morning. Fresh Tracks.
Yeah.
I love it.
Smells really good. They all smell really good. And it's just a way to maybe start taking care of your skin, a little skincare, a little regimen. It's nice out there to, make sure you're staying moisturized. It's very cold outside, so you got to make sure you are taking care of your skin. So you can shop Wood at getwood.com or at your local CVS. All products are $15 and less, and they are also all sulfate free, which is great. I highly recommend checking them out at getwood.com or at your local CVS. This guy's petrified. He looks scared. He doesn't know what's at the clock tower.
That's an unsettling note to get.
It's on the classic. It's the date card and handwriting, which is, just, it's like,
That's a note you get in like a horror movie when you're about to get murdered.
Yeah.
I know. It's just funny that like all the date cards that are like, hey, Sarah, can't wait to fall in love. Love, Clayton. And this says, Clayton, meet me at the clock tower. It just looks exactly the same as all the other all the other notes.
We had our
Shanae
guesses.
back.
We had our guesses.
Yeah.
Shanae.
Yeah.
Mara.
I thought Rachel maybe. I was
Chris Harris.
Rachel.
Yeah.
That's what
funny
grocery
tweet
store
by
Joe said.
Funny tweet from Joe.
Yeah, it could have been. We didn't know who it was going to be.
I thought it was going to be Rachel.
Unreal.
That would have been the greatest moment in Bachelor history if it was Chris Harris.
I did not. I did not think.
Good.
Oh my God. He's like, psst.
Yeah.
Listen, I tied up Jesse Palmer.
Let me out.
Oh my God. Susie is actually Susie.
Susie Clock Tower.
I don't know what happened, but clearly Susie asked a producer, or a producer said, hey, you want some extra time? We got to spice things up. Things are getting pretty boring around here.
We got this clock tower that we want to use somehow.
I totally see a producer being like, we got to jazz this up because I don't think the Sarah Mara stuff is going to cut it. So
yeah.
Susie, or maybe it was Susie's idea. And they meet. She's like, I'm falling in love with you. Got to tell this to you. They're making out on top of this clock tower. And then it just like skips ahead to his one-on-one date with Sarah. It was so weird.
It was such a weird jump. We never saw him leave Susie.
We never saw him leave. We never saw Sarah get the date card.
No.
We never saw the beginning of the date, if there even was one.
It was very funny. They just cut to Sarah walking down like a corridor, turning a corner, and Clayton's just standing there next to like a brick wall, like, hey, you ready for our date?
Like maybe the date portion of the date was so boring, they were just like, we're going to get rid of it completely.
Could have been.
Because like they're like, we already had Teddy and Clayton walking around doing nothing. We can't have that again. They could have just they could have said, we're going to cut that date and Susie's going to get a moment at the clock tower.
I mean, something was up. And
something was up. It cut so weirdly.
Yeah.
It did not, timeline just did not make sense. That moment in the clock tower could have happened after the Sarah one-on-one date. We have no idea when that happened.
It was all just cut very strange.
Like he was just in his room and he just got a card and he went.
Yeah, you could have fit that in anywhere.
That could have happened at any time.
Bizarre.
So that's when this is going on. And they just skip right to Sarah and Clayton talking, and Clayton basically saying, there are some talks, like, are you really ready for this? That kind of attention. He said, it was brought to my attention last night by someone that people here may not be ready for what it is that I'm looking for, that it's not possible for them to be engaged by the end of this journey, and you were the person that they were speaking of. Do you see it as a very real possibility that you could be engaged by the end of this? She puts on the, like, it is tear central. She is crying. She's emotional. She's like, I can't believe this is happening. She's a beautiful girl. She's got her big, like, puppy dog crying, sad face.
Sarah's reaction told me that she
probably said
definitely
something.
said it. Somebody overheard it. Mara.
Yeah.
Somebody overheard it, told Clayton about it, and now Sarah is upset that she got caught.
Yeah.
And by the way, the opinion or the feeling that I'm 23, I'm not ready to get engaged after being on this reality show, I'm scared. Like that's a valid thing to feel.
For sure. It's also valid if she really does feel like she's ready. Like some 23-year-olds are. Me personally, no. I would not have been ready at that point in my life. But there are some people that are. I know I saw Serena and Joe on their Instagram stories were joking. Like Joe was like, yeah, it'd be pretty nuts for a 23-year-old to get ready to be engaged, huh? Like, yeah. So it's obviously possible. And she's very emotional about it. It's also very possible this show is built so that you go into it being like, hey, anything can happen. And 2 weeks later, you're like in love with the guy.
Right.
Like that's how they build this show so that can happen. So if I wouldn't be surprised if Sarah at the beginning made some flippant comment like, it'd be pretty crazy if I was engaged at the end of this. I don't know if I could see that. And then actually gets to spend time with Clayton and is like, I could maybe see it now.
Right.
So she is very sad about it, which is fair. You know, I think she seems like a very sweet girl that is now like, someone's talking shit about me, which is never a good feeling. So she's probably now worried about who's talking to Clayton about her.
And then you find out that it's Mara, and it's like, man, she could probably be mean.
Right. And she brings up, I can't help to find that it's interesting. This is when it's brought up. Like, I got a second one-on-one date, and Clayton kind of apologizes. Like, yeah, I guess I could have put a target on your back here, giving you the second date so soon. But they obviously have a strong connection, and they're talking it out. Let me just get hit with another to be continued. Like, the timing of these episodes just make no sense. Slapped with a to be continued for what seemed like something that didn't need it to be continued.
That's what I was going to say. Didn't feel like a to be continued moment.
Yeah.
Although I will say I appreciate the theatrics of it. Like, you might as well put to be continued.
We should do it at the end of this episode.
On everything.
Right. On YouTube.
All of them.
On everything. Like, just put to be continued. That's
how they do it now, because we haven't had one episode actually end with a rose ceremony.
When you think
since
about
maybe
it,
the first one.
They're really just stating the obvious.
Yeah.
The show is going to continue. Every show that puts that up there is just like, by the way, we got another episode coming. That's what they all.
We should do that on everything we do.
Most certainly on this episode, we should put to be continued. Or at the end, the last thing, whoever talks last, say to be continued.
Yeah.
So people will be like, oh shit, they're probably. Are they going to
tune in next week?
We got to tune in next week.
They'll be here next week.
So once again, we're in this situation where really it feels like all I care about is who he sleeps with and why he tells them. Whereas we keep seeing that same preview. And now after the clock tower, was that Susie? Did Susie go back to his room and we didn't see? Could something have happened there? It's possible.
Could have been Susie.
Why did we have that dramatic cut?
I had not thought of that.
What? That's what I've been talking about. We talked about it.
We did?
Yeah. They just all of a sudden cut away from their night and went straight into the Sarah date. How'd the night end? Where'd they go?
Did Susie and Clayton have sex?
Maybe at the clock tower.
Imagine.
Maybe.
That's their windmill.
Yeah.
All right.
To be continued.